Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. We're going to be talking some horror today, as usual. Going to get into some crazy things. It's the middle of the week. It's hump day, baby. So anything can happen. We're going to be talking about, I don't know, Scream. Big topics I wanted to get into because two of these movies are coming out in this month, in the upcoming weeks here. 28 Years Later and M3GAN 2.0. Big things I wanted to talk about today, if we want. But also, of course, a little Scream talk, a little Terrifier talk, a little Saw talk maybe, Final Destination. Lots of things to talk about in those spaces too, so we'll just get into it. A little bit of a slow news week, admittedly, not a whole lot to report in the last couple of days. I will say we did get some sad news outside of the realm of horror. Brian Wilson has sadly passed away at the age of 82. Big Beach Boys fan here, and I am I'm pretty bummed. Gonna be honest. I'm gonna be listening to Pet Sounds later on. Maybe smoke a doobie. I don't know, but I'm bummed out. For sure. So I'm definitely a little sad about that. Hate starting it off with such a dour topic, but let's raise the energy levels a bit here. Let's see what everyone else is doing out there in the chat. We got NRU Cody, thanks for being a member, my friend, saying, "Oh my God, Jake is live. Let's go. Currently watching the stream and a show called Smallville. Very nice. Enjoy. Hope all is well with you, Jake, Madison, and mods, and chat. Much love." Cody, thank you for being a member, my friend. Something I wanted to announce on today's stream, something kind of fun. New perk for members, so just another reason to join the fold. We're going to be giving away 5 memberships tonight, but big thing is that if you leave a comment and you specifically a horror question, I will respond to it with a short. I just posted the first one replying to Froggy Fresh Shit Posts, who's even I just saw him, he just came in saying, "Hi Jake, thanks for making a short about my comment. First time I ever got a video reply to anything." You're welcome, dude. Yeah, of course. Thank you for being a member. Thank you for supporting the page. It really does mean a lot, and I genuinely love that idea, the whole idea of New Nightmare Scream. I think it's a really fun idea, which I would not mind the franchise just playing around with at some point. Just completely inconsequential film. You know what I mean? Just a total, it's whatever. It's just like, hey, we're going to just make this film with the original cast just for fun. I would be so fine with that. I would be so just inconsequential, has nothing to do with the actual story. It's just like, here's a Scream film with the original cast. I'd be totally fine with that. So another fun reason to be a member. Throw me some weird comment questions and I might make a whole short out of it. So there you go. Rock and roll. Anakin Anger Management Therapist is saying, "Hey Jake, just got The Craft. What's your opinion on it?" I love The Craft. This is one of my favorite 90s horror films, just like top 10 from the decade. I'm going to be real. I love The Craft. I don't know. It's female Lost Boys. You know what I mean? But it has such an excellent cast that that's just what drives it all the way to the finish line for me personally. Great cast of characters. Just a really fun, insane movie. I have a good time with it every time, man. I watched this one pretty recently, maybe like 2-3 years ago for the first time. I was looking for more Nev Campbell horror movies, just for reference talk, just being able to talk about stuff. Dude, it's got a great soundtrack, great performances. It's just a fun time. I mean, it's just like The Lost Boys. It's a very fun and over the top film. It's got some great, some eccentric characters. Fairuza Balk is such an unsung hero of the 90s, I feel, and she's amazing in that one. So I love that movie a ton. I think it's great. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. RJ's excited for both M3GAN 2.0 and Scream 7. Hell yeah, RJ. Thank you for being a member, my friend. I'm glad you're excited for those. I'm thinking about doing a M3GAN video at some point next week, and I don't want to. I don't know. I'm worried about it because I actually did really like the first one, and I don't know if I've been crazy about all the marketing so far, what they're teasing about the sequel. But I'm staying open minded. I'm a big fan, shockingly a big fan of the first one. I did not think I would like that movie, and it kind of blew me away. So we'll see. We'll see what the sequel's all about here in what is that, 2 weeks? 2 weeks from Friday, so 2 weeks from basically tomorrow, right? Because some of us are seeing Thursday previews of that one. Come on now. Paula Fitzhenry, thanks for being a member. Hi. Hello. Yo. Mandy Jean is saying, "Hey y'all, how you doing? I just watched Life of Chuck, so I need this palate cleanser." I totally got you. That is one of the movies I need to see this weekend. Dead serious. I'm thinking about going to the theater and and checking that one out. That one and the new John Wick, Ballerina. I really want to see both of those. Itching to go to the theaters and see those two movies. So really want to check those out. I love me some Mike Flanagan too, knowing he's doing something it's horror adjacent, right? Because it's still Stephen King, but it's also just it's a sad movie to what I've heard. It's not necessarily horror. It just comes from horror people. Erica's saying, hey, yo, Erica, welcome in. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for modding tonight. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Bobby's saying W Hair Day. I got this thing going on here, and I don't know what it is. It keeps going like this. It just keeps wanting to travel west. And I'm trying to push it back. But you know what, Bobby? I appreciate that nonetheless. I recorded that entire video today on 28 years later, and I was so bummed when I watched the footage back, and I'm like, that piece of hair is just hanging out. Like, if you watch today's video just so you can see this the entire time, I'm just looking like I'm like hanging out with this crazy hairdo. But Bobby, that makes me feel so much better about myself. Dawson's Creek is hanging out with us saying, hi, when do you think Scream 7 trailer will drop? I think earliest November. You know, I don't see it coming out any earlier than that, just because this movie's coming out at the end of next February. Like, I don't know. I've heard some people say, oh, well, it's going to come out this summer probably to start marketing it. Probably not. We'll probably see like a 3-month in advance marketing, kind of something along those lines. I'm totally fine with that. That makes a lot of sense. You don't want to market this one too early and shit gets weird. Shit's like, I totally forgot that movie was even coming out. No, do the 3-month thing that we were kind of doing with all the other ones. Personally, don't change a thing about how the last couple of movies were marketed. Say what you want about Screams 5 and 6. Marketing was chef's kiss. Loved it. Don't change it up. Come on now. We also, oh man, Master Chaos is hanging out with us. What's up, Jose? How's it going, man? Welcome in. I gotta see if you would love that. Yeah, you actually put a message out there. Would love to discuss Morgan Killer Doll with you soon. Comes out Friday. Yes, if you sent me an email, I have not looked at my email yet today. I am so sorry. I know we were kind of going back and forth. Would love to chat about that. It comes out on Friday, huh? That's exciting. I'm actually looking at my email right now just to see if you sent me something. Maybe you did and I'm just not seeing it. I miss shit a lot. I'm going to be so real. I go to my email and I'm like, oh, I was supposed to respond to that like a week ago. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I have one of those. I'm not even kidding. I have an email where I'm like, I got that 2 days ago. Should have responded to that. That's hilarious. Well, here we are. Thanks for calling me out on my bullshit, Master Chaos. He literally didn't even do that. And I'm holding myself accountable. Jose, thank you, my friend. I can't wait to see your crazy movie, Morgan the Killer Doll. I'm so excited. You're off the handle pre-pro on a new film, religious horror. Hit me up. Love you, brother. Oh my God, Jose is busy, guys. We love him. Master Chaos, thanks for popping in. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm really excited to talk about all these crazy things. Dude's up to some crazy shit, some nefarious shit out there, and I love it. Jose, appreciate you for stopping in, my brother. Crypto Zoo is saying, any thoughts on Predator Killer of Killers? Any thoughts? That's one of the best fucking movies, and beyond horror. That's just one of the best movies I have seen in a very long time. Wow. Dude, the Predator franchise is in such good hands. You know, I remember back in 2018, I wasn't really doing any of this, any of this shit. And I just remember thinking to myself, seeing the new Predator movie, I'm like, oh man, the franchise is going downhill. I love the first 3, but this new one, kind of sucks. The Predator, that just wasn't for me. Then Prey comes out, total banger. Like, okay, shit. Now this new one under Dan Trachtenberg is also, I mean, I don't know how to rank this franchise anymore. I really don't. The only thing I know is that 2018 film's at the bottom. That's all I got. Dude, the rest of this franchise is fucking fantastic. And when Badlands comes out, I know it's just going to fuck up everything again in a good way. So, oh my, dude, the Predator franchise is like one of the best things going on right now in the horror space, like without a doubt. Without a doubt in my mind, everything Dan Trachtenberg is doing is turning to gold. So, wow. Crypto Zoo, do I have thoughts? How do you, I don't know. I'm speechless. I was speechless after that film. I'm like, all 3 of these storylines work very well. All very emotional, very well done. And just, it was cool to do an animated Predator film. I feel like some of that stuff would have been really difficult to shoot live action. So I totally get why they went the animation route with that one. I mean, the first segment, dude, like the entire fight in the ice lake. I mean, shooting that practically would have been a fucking nightmare. I'm just gonna be, I'm just gonna be real. And it was so cool to see something like that unfold on screen with those other shorts too. And I'm not going to say anything else that happens. I don't want to spoil it for you, but please, I am begging you, even if you're not a fan of this franchise, put that movie on. It's so good. It just made me so excited. I don't know. I loved it. I loved it to death. Justin Proper's with us too, saying 28 years later, has it really been that long? Am I just getting old? It's actually only been 23 years. So not 28 years, but I'm sure we're going to flash forward maybe to an exact 28 years later. As ridiculous as that is. But yeah, no, it has only been 23 years, but that still feels like a long time, doesn't it? 23 years? That's insane. I mean, I remember as a child, you know, my dad being like, oh, there's this new zombie movie everyone's raving about and finding it on cable when that was a thing. That's how old I am. I know. I got to go take my back pill after this. Jesus. Samantha Robinson is saying, hey, Jake, who would win in a fight, Freddy or Pennywise? Like, oh, man. I mean, that's really tough. We're talking about two of the bigger supernatural slasher villains. Freddy, oh, man. Freddy Krueger and Pennywise here. I mean, you can bully Pennywise to death. That's why I'm going with Freddy. Ultimately, I think Freddy would bully the shit out of Pennywise to the point where he would beat him. Tom, did you see the new I Know He Did Last Summer poster? Tom was saying that to me. I made it sound like I was asking Tom. Tom, yes, I did see the new poster. It looks cool. I mean, it looks like a modern slasher poster. You know what I mean? It's sick, but kind of looks like, remember when the Scream 5 and 6 posters came out and everyone was like, ugh, those look gross. They don't look like the original. And I'm like, okay, I get it, but it's kind of just, it's a modern slash. It's inoffensive. You know what I mean? It's whatever. Am I like coolest poster ever? No, but it looks cool. It's a modern slasher poster. You know, they all kind of do the same thing where it's the Endgame poster, but with slasher with slasher characters, right? Everyone's looking scared on the poster. There's a big slasher with a hook in the background. It's cool. It's whatever. I think Creepy Duck Designs does much better, more intricate posters. I like his work a lot more personally. Kyle Gordon is with us saying, good afternoon, Jake. I was just watching Scream 6 recently, and I noticed something when Gale in Space had and Ghostface had the phone call. He said, we have never talked. How did the killer know that? Probably did some research, I'm imagining. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a good question. Would that be documented somewhere? Maybe it could have been in one of her books, actually. She could have said something like, I've never had a phone call from the killer. I mean, I wouldn't put that past Gale, I guess is my point. My Chunky Jordy's also hanging out with us. Yo, what's up? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sending out some love and some likes. Hell yeah. Appreciate that a bunch. Why didn't they call M3GAN sequel Meg 4N? Biggest missed opportunity since 5 Cream. I know. It's truly upsetting. But Justin, I'm going to call up Blumhouse and I might take a shit on their front porch, if I'm being honest, because of this travesty. Erica's throwing $5 out there. Dude, thank you. Erica, I appreciate your support. Thank you. Kicking off the super chat goal too. Jake has a goal started. He only needs 10 super chats to get, and then he's stuck with us for a little longer. Let's help him hit his goal. That's Erica's words. This is not me shamelessly plugging the super chat goal. She just decided to do that with her own free will, which, Erica, I really appreciate you for doing. Thank you for the 5. We're already a fifth of the way there, too, because we got another one from, is that Mandy Jean? Mandy Jean threw out $1. Thanks, Mandy Jean. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. You like existential horror is what I'm seeing down there, too? How do you feel about the Long Walk adaptation starring freaking Mark Hamill as the Major? I'm all about that. I'm all about that. I love when Mark Hamill randomly does horror, man. He's like in a bunch of horror movies. Like, what? What do you mean Luke Skywalker is in a bunch of horror movies? Dude, he is. He's the voice of Chucky in the remake. He's in that one John Carpenter movie that's a remake of like that weird 60s movie, Village of the Damned. I couldn't think of it. He's in that movie as like a side character. It's just Luke Skywalker hanging out. What? And now he's in this, and it's like, hell yeah. I'm sure he's in more things too. Those are the two that I could name off the top of my head, but just very cool. I love him. I think he's a great actor. It's always cool to see him and stuff. Great voice actor too. Ooh, Love his Joker so much. Doesn't get appreciated enough, I don't think. But I'm very excited for The Long Walk. Yet to see a real adaptation of this on film too from Mr. King. That's always exciting when we get like a new adaptation. Like, you know, I'm so excited for the Carrie thing from Mike Flanagan, like, because it's Mike Flanagan, right? But Carrie's been done to death. I mean, it's like, it's the story that made Stephen King who he is today. It was like his first big hit, and everything else followed essentially. Without Carrie, we would have no King. You know what I mean? I get it. I get why we got to respect that story, why it's probably just going to keep coming up forever and onward. But I'm just like, what? Are we going to do something new with this version? I feel like every version of Carrie is just kind of the same thing over and over and over again. I kind of want, like, do a different take on the story. Try something else out, because we've just done the same thing every single time. And this just, from the cast, it just kind of seems like we're doing the same story again. But once again in the modern day. Is that enough? Is that enough to give us a reason to do? I don't know. We'll see what it's all about. But I really hope it's good. Anything Mike Flanagan touches, I am rooting for the guy. I mean, he has done no wrong. You can do no wrong with that fella. Tell you what. Who else is with us? That's your first ever super chat, Mandy Jean. Thank you so much, my friend. That really means a lot. It's a big honor. Thank you for the support. Michael saying, hello, mate. Do any of the upcoming horror films worry you that you don't think will do well? I love it. It feels like with the way you wrote that you like whispered that last part, but you screamed the rest of it. I don't know how else to explain that, Michael, but that's awesome. That rocks, bro. What's a movie I don't think is gonna do well? That's a really good question. You know, M3GAN 2 is a movie that I feel could get review bombed. It's a movie that could just maybe have a good opening weekend, but drop off real hard. I definitely still see that one being profitable. But I don't know if it's going to do as well as the original, if I'm being real. I don't think it's going to bomb, though. I really think it's going to make some money. That first movie, lot of love for that first movie, but I could see it not doing well in its second week. Just because I'm, again, worried about the quality of it, and if word of mouth spreads enough people are like, what the hell happened with this? I could see people being turned away from it for sure. That's what I'm worried about. I mean, I'm always worried about the art house movies. You know what I mean? Most of those tend not to do well, which sucks. But some movies, that's not always the goal. Not always the goal to make a ton of money at the box office. It's just about, hey, let's make a really good movie and see if people check it out. People like our weird flick or not. That Together movie that's coming out here in a couple of months. I know it's had some legal issues, but I don't know if that's going to affect the box office overall. It might just be simply too weird for people. I mean, there's been some movies just this year that have come out that I feel were that way, and I saw something and I appreciated about them, but ultimately they just didn't do well at the box office for one reason or the other. I think a really good example of that is Presence and Opus. Both of those movies, I don't know if I'm like over the moon about them, but they both did something really interesting that I liked. That it was like, I could talk about these movies for a long time, where I've seen some movies that have made like $1 billion that I've forgotten most of by the time I leave the theater. So I don't know. For me, it's like if something sticks with me after a movie, that tells me there was something there. That tells me there was something in that one that was worth my time. Hopefully M3GAN 2.0 is that way. That would be awesome. What's this movie, Morgan Killer Doll? What's it about? Is it coming worldwide? Master Chaos, my friend Jose, works with the Asylum. I don't know. I think this is an Asylum film. I know he's probably not here now, but I want to say this is an Asylum flick, but it's basically the mockbuster for M3GAN. So he was the one to do that one, and I'm really excited to see what it's all about. I did read that. I don't remember the production. I'm pretty sure it's the Asylum. Like, if I had to guess, pretty sure it's that. But my buddy Jose actually directed that. We're gonna have him on and talk a little bit about it sometime soon. So I'm really hyped to get into that. That would be fun. I got to check my email more because I literally just got an email like 2 days ago and I needed to respond to that so badly. Anyways, Ella is saying, I want to see Bring Her Back so bad. I was just reading the message. That's what she wrote. That's what she wrote. Yes. You got to see it. It bangs. I think it's one of my favorite horror films of the year. It is hard to watch at certain points. There are 2 points in that movie that I was upset. I was like, this is too much. Don't think I like that one bit. But it was cool. It's Rocka Rocka is doing some different stuff with their second entry. Don't expect Talk to Me Again, because that's definitely not what you got. And I was really shocked. I was going into this thinking, this is Rocka Rocka. These are the guys who dressed up as Ronald McDonald back in the olden days of YouTube and would run around pretending to kill people. I mean, that's their vibe. You know what I mean? They are very juvenile humor, very over the top. And here's this sophisticated, like, grief-stricken horror film that is a tragedy. It's like, what? It's the most surprising thing that they've done. Talk to Me. I went into that and got exactly what I wanted out of it. You know what I mean? In a good way. I mean that in such a positive way. That is so like their style, but put to film opposed to a YouTube video. With Bring Her Back, I see a lot of maturity, and that's like a big step for them, I feel, as creatives, and that's why I'm really excited to see what they do next. I think I ultimately like Talk to Me more as a film, but Bring Her Back fucking rocks, dude. I liked it quite a bit. It's easily in my top 10 of the year so far. So like, if you haven't seen this one in theaters yet, that is one you should definitely check out. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Crypto Zoo was talking about the new Predator film, saying it really opens the doors for the future of Predator. And Crypto, this is something I want to talk about without spoiling anything, because this is a newer movie, but doesn't the ending of that flick kind of go against what's usually going on in the Predator flicks? So like, this is something new. You know, I want to talk about it, but I can't because it's a spoiler. But like, something happens at the end where it's like, wait a minute, the Predators usually don't do that. And I think we're following like a different subset of Predators in order to not fuck with what's come before. And I want to make a whole video about it. I feel like we're past the hype of Predator Killer of Killers. So that's why I'm kind of moving on to 28 years later now. But I would love to make a video about that because I have so many thoughts. I have literally so many thoughts about that movie. I could just go on and on and on and on. Predator Killer of Killers, so good. So good. Oh, let's go, baby. The Chain YouTube, Chain TV. I am so behind on the chat, fellas. I am so sorry. We're catching up here in a sec. I lost the chat from Mr. Chain. I am so sorry. Here, did you watch the mini film of 28 Months Later on Prime? It was a good little movie. No, is there a little mini movie of that? I've never seen that before. I don't know what that is. Speeding ahead here just because I am behind on the chat. We have Fort Misery Gaming saying, Jake, did you see Megan's Are Dancing again all over at Universal Studios this week? Hell yeah, dude. I wonder if Jason Blum is one of them this time again. That was funny when that happened. Michael Parton is saying, hey, Jake, as a Texan like myself, do you think Neon... I'm not from Texas, but I respect it. Rock on to Texas. Do you think that, you're a Texan and you're saying, do you think Neon or A24 should get the rights to Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Heard. I thought you were saying, me, a fellow Texan. I'm from Ohio, okay? I wish I could claim that, but unfortunately, no. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, who should that go to? A lot of people in the running right now. I think if Monkey Paw, Neon, or A24 get it, it's going to fucking rock. A24 is my personal pick, though, with the people that they have selected, personally. But I think it would rock with any of those companies. So, rock and roll, dude. I will say, too, I think Neon personally is making the best horror films these days. I used to say it was A24, now Neon is my selection, but they want Oz Perkins to do it. And I have mixed feelings about Oz Perkins. I loved The Monkey. I don't love a lot of his other stuff. I think when he just goes full-blown comedy, he fucking nails it on the head. Every like comedic horror thing he does works for me, but like when he tries to do some other more serious stuff, for me at least, it gets a little too convoluted. So I don't know if I would like his Texas Chainsaw. Like for me, what I want from Texas Chainsaw next is go back to the feel of the original. Do like something that is straight up horror, straight up just terrifying, bleak, fucked up, feels like I shouldn't be watching it. That's what I want next from this series. Not so much the commercialized version that the series has kind of turned into in the last couple installments. I still like some of those movies. Like actually the 2022 one, I didn't mind, but it's not perfect by any means. It's a very mindless horror film. I just give me that feeling from the original again. That would be sick. Eli Cortez is hanging out with us. What's up? What's up? Welcome in, my friend. Yo, 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 yo. Samantha Robinson, thanks for being a member, saying, Jake, I think my cat likes you. He came running when I tuned the stream on. I feel so honored. You know, that's the person who means the most to me watching this. No offense to the rest of you, but Samantha's cat, I mean, that's pretty fucking cool. But Samantha, I hope you and your cat are enjoying the stream. Hopefully I can make you laugh, talk a little bit about horror, get the noodle working. upstairs, you know? That's always fun. That's what's fun about this, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. Dude, Sheriff Judy's house from Scream 5 is on sale in Wilmington, North Carolina, says Molly, right under $1 million. Oh, well, let me just throw that money down on the table that I definitely have. I need a Scream fan to buy it and turn it into an Airbnb. Molly, you're preaching to the choir here, because nothing I can really do about that. But maybe someone can. Maybe someone out there can make that happen. We can all stay at this Airbnb together. I would love that, because Wilmington, North Carolina, which I was able to visit while doing some filming location videos for Scream 5 and Halloween Kills, gorgeous city. Wow. Oh my God, stayed in a couple Airbnbs there. Very cool place. I love Wilmington, North Carolina. It is so much fun. It's basically Hollywood on the East Coast. Small. It's like small Hollywood. It's like little Hollywood on the East Coast. But it's very fun city. Love it. I love it quite a bit. ASMR Ty is saying, Jake, I just rewatched the Collector movies and the ending to 2 was satisfying. They don't need to make a third unless it's like a prequel. Here's my thing about that. I totally agree with you, Ty, but they were in production for one, and then the producers just kind of ghosted them, and I think that sucks. And I want them to finish it now, because they got such a shit ordeal with that whole thing. So I get it. Trust me, I get it. I would be satisfied with just a duology there, but I want them to finish it out. Want them to finish the story that they're telling. Skipping ahead in the chat because, wow, we're behind. But my Chunky Jordy, thank you for the $2. Really do appreciate your support of the page. Means a ton. We're a third of the way to that goal now. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Good stuff. Appreciate you a ton. All right, fast forward here. Jacob, 2023, is saying, I would love to see the Terrifier crew get the rights to TCM or Neon. Oh, dude, Damian Leone's Texas Chainsaw Massacre would be insane. I could totally see that being fun. And again, just bringing that brutality again, but with the grit and graininess of the original could be cool. You know, you ever go back to that original Texas Chainsaw Massacre? It's not that gory. Like, it's really not. There's not that much gore or blood. It's just like the way it's shot. And how it flows and feels. It just feels off. It feels wrong. It feels like I shouldn't be watching this awful thing that's happening. And it's just amazing. But you know, you do that and inject some true gore and terror in there. Damian Leone style. That could be fun. That could be really cool. I would not mind his take on that at all. I totally agree. Picky Piggy is saying, I'm seeing 28 years later on the 19th of this month. Enjoy. I'm seeing it that day too, probably. So exciting stuff. I'm so hyped. So freaking hyped for that one. Steph 2007 is saying, hi Jake, please wish me luck because on Friday I'm taking my final exam. It's a big deal. Of course it is. In Macedonian language, and I have to write an essay. I hope I pass. Wow, what? I don't even know the Macedonian language. Good luck. Dear God, you're going to need it. I got nothing on that. I wish I could give you some word of advice. That's insane is what that is. Like, no words. Just kill it out there, dude. Like, good luck. Good luck, Steph 2007. I hope you ace that shit. What else is going on? A friend of mine interned at Monkey Paw when Jordan Peele only had Get Out under his belt. She said he has a ton of horror memorabilia in his office and his own theater where he watches movies, says Justin Proper. That's wild. What? Oh my God. I would love to hang out with him there. I would love to just hang out with him in that theater and just watch some crazy shit. I know he's a big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street. Could you imagine hanging out in that theater watching Nightmare on Elm Street with Jordan Peele? I would cry. I'd just be like, he's like, Jake, are you all right? And I'd be like, I'm okay, Jordan Peele. This is amazing. This is so wonderful. I can't take it. I'm going to lose my mind. Eric is also throwing out that Craven Something Scary is going live at 7 p.m. next Monday for the Lethal Collective, so definitely check us out over there. Your boy will be joining, of course. All 4 members of the Core 4 will be there. Thinking about changing our name to the Core 4 after the last stream. I'm like, that was... So many people were like, you guys are the original Core 4. You guys came up with the name. We did. It's video logged on here, too, before Scream 6 came out, so I could prove it. But I thought that was funny. Michael's throwing $2 out there saying hello again, and another one saying just wanted to contribute. Michael, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for the support, my friend. I really appreciate you bunches. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wishing you so much love and positivity to your corner of the world. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Froggy Fresh Shitpost is saying, I mentioned the Clown in a Cornfield novels last stream, and you asked for firsthand if they were good. I got them today, got about 100 pages into book 1, and I'm really liking it. Keep in mind, I also really like the movie, so you still might not like it. Here's my thing about Clown in a Cornfield. I would have thought it was like okay if the dialogue was legible, if the performances weren't stiff as fuck, but just it was an illegible movie. I'm listening to these people talk and I'm like, that's not how a human being says words. What? I don't know. I just could not. I couldn't even listen. Listening to the dialogue in that movie, which is it's a very dialogue heavy film. It gave me a headache. So that story, but done with created with actual human characters. Not trying to imply something there, but maybe I am. Maybe would be better. That's all I'm saying. But I just the reason I didn't like Clown in a Cornfield is it gave me a fucking headache with how the dialogue was written. And I don't know if human beings were the ones to do that. But wow, I hope the books are better. I really do. I really, really do. Anakin's anger management therapist is saying, Jakey Poo, how do you feel about Ghostface coming back in Scary Movie 6? I'm so excited. Those are the first one's the best one. I loved some of the sequels. 2 and 3 are fucking hilarious. But that original Scary Movie, man, that's the best. That's the best one. So I'm really excited to get back to that, kind of just basically making fun of Scream again, which I'm totally fine with. That's hilarious. It's all tongue in cheek at the end of the day, right? So I'm here for it. I can't wait to see Scary Movie Ghostface. Which, isn't it sad that that's where most people know Ghostface from? I remember I was working at Chipotle for a little while I was starting up this channel, and they were like, "Oh, what do you talk about on YouTube?" And I'm like, "Oh, I talk about horror movies." And they're like, "Anything in particular?" And I'm like, Ghostface and Michael Myers at the time. Those were kind of the two big ones in 2021. And they were like, "Oh, nice. There must be a new scary movie coming out." And I just remember being like, I'm not going to be a dick and walk away from this conversation, but but I'm frustrated with that answer. That answer has made me sick. It's sick to my stomach. I'm just kidding. Erica is also throwing $5 out there. Thank you for the support. Saying, hit that like button if you value all your fingers. Erica is known to bite them off. I've seen her do it. It's terrifying. Dear God. She's also saying, go over and like GullGotha so you can help Jake on his gaming channel. Do it. Do it now. Fellas, we are almost at 900 subscribers over on the gaming channel. If we can hit 1,000 before the end of the summer, I will lose my fucking mind. We will throw a party on here. I'll do something. I will make something happen. I will make something special happen if we can do that. But yeah, again, please, if you haven't checked out the gaming channel yet, would help me out quite a bit. GullGotha, go subscribe. Ton of fun. Horror games. I'm working on an Alien video right now, so should have that done tonight. Hopefully will be posted later on this week. Beer Belly Angler saying, my birthday is June 28th, baby. Oh, it's coming up. There we go. Going to see 28 Years Later on the 28th. Crazy. Perfect time to do it. Perfect time. They must have done that on purpose, right? It comes out on June 20th, 8 days later. You can go see it. That's come on. That's got to be purposeful. I love that. No, that's very exciting, though. Happy early birthday, my friend. Enjoy the movie. Lots of fun ones coming. I hope you have a good birthday, though. You must be a beer and angler fishing fan based on your on your profile here. So I hope you get to do some of that, too, on your birthday. It'll be a Saturday, so, come on now. Hopefully it's a good day. Got some good weather coming up, I feel. But thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you a ton. I've never gone fishing. I've always wanted to do it. Just never actually went and done it. Always wanted to. I love fish too. We get a lot of cod from Lake Erie up here in Ohio, and I love cod. I love me some of that. That's always good. Some perch. I love fish. I don't understand why I haven't done it. I'm just gonna be so real. Michael's throwing another $5 out there. Thank you again, Michael. Appreciate you bunches. Saying, unpopular opinion, I love spoilers. I seek them out before I watch anything because it makes me want to watch it more. See, I do understand that, Michael, but I feel like for me, it depends. I don't want to know most things, especially not the big surprises. If I already know about them, by the time I actually see them on screen, I just feel disappointed. But I will admit, there have been times where something got spoiled for me and it made me like want to watch it. Like I was like, I can't wait. I need to see this now. I need to get to that point. For me, again, just I think surprises in horror films will always hit harder if they just come out of nowhere. That's my big thing. But sometimes you learn something about a movie that's just not in the just not necessarily in the open with the trailers, the marketing, whatever, that gets you really excited about something. I had something spoiled for a TV show I'm watching right now, and it's not even like a big deal or anything, but it's just kind of something that's exciting to me. And I was like, ooh, that's okay. Oh, I can't wait for that to come. It's like, we're going to get to that at some point. That's exciting. So I understand that. But overall, I am very anti-spoiler. And also, some people, they really don't like spoilers at all. So in that case, I try to just completely avoid them entirely, or give you some sort of warning, right? Some sort of warning before we get into it, because not everybody likes spoilers. Some people do, though, and that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that, Michael. I do appreciate your 5, though, my friend. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Astral Austin is saying Clown in a Cornfield was truly one of the worst horror films I've seen in a while. I honestly, dude, I really hate shitting on horror movies. It bums me out. It bums me out when I go to something and it just does not work. But that one, I just like, I can't help but shit on it, because it's like, how did it turn out this badly? Like, you had a lot of people in your corner that were very talented people, and this is just rough. I don't know. I know people liked it, and I respect your opinion, but wow, that is one of my least favorite horror films I've watched in doing all of this, in covering horror films in my time. And it bums me out. That could have been fun. That could have been a really fun, nice little gateway horror flick, and it's just mediocre at best, man. I don't know. Major bummer. Major bummer. Since you mentioned being from Ohio, check out... That's a bunch of words. That's a bunch of letters that you've just thrown out there, I believe. So, check out this person sometime. They call their music Doom Bap. Wear masks similar to Leatherface, and they're from Portsmouth. Okay. Oh, shit. I'm going to try to remember all those letters in that order. I'm not going to try to pronounce that, though. Axe. I'll look that up. And see what happens. CryptoZoo, rock on, my friend. Rock on. Got a few more super chats, and we met the goal. You guys rock so much. My Chunky Jordy throwing 2 out there, saying not many left to go. Mandy Jean threw $1 out there, and then Michael with number 10. You guys killing it. The 1, 2, 3 punch right there. Very good stuff. Thank you guys for the support. Means a ton to me. We'll be hanging out for another hour now. And we're not even 30. We're barely 30 minutes into this. We hit the goal already. You guys are awesome. You guys, this is the best crowd we've had in a very long time. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Appreciate the support. To Gina, Mandy, Jean, and Michael. Thank you guys. Thank you guys again. Appreciate it a bunch. Picky Piggy is saying, I really want a Final Destination video game. That would be interesting. Yes. I gotta make another Final Destination video, man. I'm trying to get like one out a week, one that would be fun. I got a few things, like, it's weird. I got a few things right now for a Final Destination video that I could make. I just don't feel, I want like one more big thing. One more big thing, and then I'll be like, okay, good. Like, bam, we got it, But still working on a Final Destination 7 video. We have some rumors that are coming out that are really exciting, but again, nothing that I feel fills a full video quite yet. But some exciting stuff nonetheless that I will definitely be talking about soon. Hell of a Summer is way worse than Clown in a Cornfield. I have not seen that one yet. And if it's worse, that again also bums me out. that would also bum me out too. That's got to be on streaming by now, right? Is that on streaming? Is that coming to streaming? It's got to be. Got to be coming out sometime soon. Michael throwing another $5 out there. Thank you, my friend. You're off to watch Final Destination Bloodlines at the cinema. Yes, I know I'm late, and yes, I know all the spoilers. Well, you like those. That's okay, Michael. If you like them, that's all good. Peace out. See you next time. Michael, thanks for hanging out with us. Enjoy the movie. It is a very fun time. It's easily one of my favorite horror films of the year. I had a blast with it. Oh, picking that one up as soon as it drops on physical media, let me tell you. But Michael, thank you for the 5. Enjoy, dude. You're catching it right at the end of its theatrical run, too, because it's coming out to digital, like, next Tuesday, like in less than a week. Less than a week, we can get it on digital. So that's kind of exciting, right? So catch it in theaters while you can, folks. It's over $250 million at the box office. That is insane, guys. Wow. This movie's killing it. I'm very happy though. I remember when we first started reporting on Final Destination stuff like years and years ago. The movie just it didn't sound great to me the way that they were describing it. I was kind of worried. And how it all fizzled out. Wow. I'm glad it's as good as it is. I was worried about it for years. Always loved this series. Wanted nothing but the best for it, and it's good to see that it's in good hands again. So I really enjoyed this new one. I can't wait for 7 to get announced. Riley Rage is saying, do you think we could ever see a Sidney Prescott TV series? You know, I wouldn't mind that. But again, you know, I'm still wondering what they're going to do with another movie. You know, what are they going to do to story wise for this next one? I wouldn't mind a TV series. I think I'm a little more interested in some of the ideas I've heard regarding Kirby Reed for a TV series where it's like she's an FBI agent. She's going around solving different mysteries or something every season, different ghost faces in different parts of the world. That to me was, I heard someone pitch that once and I was like, that's kind of sick. I like that a lot. Thought that was fun. Liked that idea. But wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind that at all. Is Raka Raka its own studio, or are they a branch of A24? I was confused that A24 may bring her back. So they're kind of like, I mean, it's so basically what I mean when I say that is they were a YouTube channel called Raka Raka. And they went on to like kind of pipeline into movies through, what was it called? Talk to Me. So like that was their YouTube channel name. I think that's like their production outfit. But like A24 is ultimately like the distributor and production studio behind it. They're just kind of like they're the directors. Words come out of my mouth. They're the directors. They have a production outfit kind of thing. Still made through A24, but just created like creatively. That team was the Danny and Michael Filippo who make up Raka Raka. But yeah, if you look up their YouTube channel on here, you can see some of their older videos just to get like an idea of what their style was and like how far they've come, which is very funny to me. Again, you'll see some of their older videos. Like if you heard me talking about the Ronald McDonald thing, they used to, one of them, I think it was Michael who would do it. He would dress up as Ronald McDonald and talk in this really high-pitched voice, and he would run around and like, I mean, he would threaten to kill people. I mean, it was insane. It was just the most ridiculous short ever, and it was so much fun. But again, all jokes, nothing serious, but it was just is very silly, very over the top. But look it up, give them a watch. Their YouTube videos are fucking great. And I think they were still making some even while they were making Talk to Me. Like that one, I remember one going up like right before Talk to Me came out. And I'm like, what? That's insane. They snuck onto a Mr. Beast video or something like that. I don't know. But crazy shit, man. Nate is hanging out with us saying you should make a music react channel. I'm already doing enough, Nate. I got a gaming channel. I got this page. I might be doing something with that Killjoy Jake retro sometime soon. Stay tuned. But I got a lot going on. I would love to talk. I love music, though. Would love to talk about that maybe sometime in the future. Maybe when I retire, I'll just do a music channel. Say fuck it. Why not? Erica has sent out 5 Killjoy Jake gift memberships. That goes to Justin Proper, Astral Austin, Val's Views, No Lens Cap, and Misty Womack. Welcome to the fold, everybody, and thank you so much, Erica. I appreciate that a ton. Remember, as a member, if you leave me comments on these videos, streams, whatever, I might end up making a short out of whatever your question is. So throw something crazy my way. Throw something insane, and I'll make a short out of it. It'll be fun. I'm going to try to do like one a day. Like I'm going to try, my goal's like one a day throughout the week, if I can. I think that would be a lot of fun to do. So throw something my way. See what happens. Who knows what happens? Anything could happen. And you know what? I said I was going to throw some free ones out there because I have some that I haven't given out yet. So yeah, let's send 5. I'll match you, Erica. Bam. Some gifted memberships. Just like that. Who else is getting those? Those 5 are Dashing Quinn, Brenton Johnston, Music, Jamie Hart, Mr. Luck. Oh, shit, what a perfect name. You got lucky, Mr. Luck. And Carl M. all have joined the fold. That's 10 new members, baby. 10 new members! And like I said, you got a bunch of new perks today, on top of extra videos and whatnot, too, which is cool. So, already put out a May video, by the way, which is kind of sick. So, one more video is coming out this month, too, which is exciting. Won't say what it is yet. Low-key kind of sucks that you can't just talk about whatever, whenever, because of the algorithm. Mandy Jean, I mean, yeah, that's just kind of the way it is. I mean, there's people who got like YouTube channels as a hobby, and there's nothing wrong with that. Make it a hobby. But, this is, at the end of the day, it is my job, so I gotta, there's just like some things that you gotta talk about over others. But I never talk about something that I'm just not interested in. It's always something, like there's a middle ground, something I tell a lot of YouTubers when they're just starting off and they really want to get into all this. I say, pick topics that are, trending and topical, but things that you're interested in. If you're not interested in it and you're faking enthusiasm, it's going to show. It's going to show through the video. Don't do that. Talk about things that you want to talk about. Don't talk about things you don't want to talk about. That's no fun. It's kind of lying to people, right? That sucks. Justin Proper is saying, speaking of which, your analysis of Limp Bizkit in your Scream movie was amazing. Saw them live and they were awesome. That is so funny. We thought about that monologue so much. We like analyzed Limp Bizkit's history. It was a whole thing. But I'm glad you like them. We love them too. I'm a big I thirst for the Durst, let's just say. Big Fred Durst fan over here. So Tom is saying, thoughts on Evil Dead Burn. The Evil Dead is my absolute favorite horror franchise. If it was up to me, if I could just use my magical powers to fuck with the algorithm, I would make Evil Dead the most searched thing out there, because I love Evil Dead so much, and I am so excited for Evil Dead Burn. I could talk about that every single day of the week. But definitely excited. We got some castings. It's a cast list for the new one, which is cool. But the thing that is probably the most exciting, in my opinion, about Evil Dead Burn is the fact that the director made a really cool movie. I think it was 2 years ago, last year, 2 years. I think it was last year because I watched it with Madison. Called Infected. It scared the shit out of me, dude. Crazy killer spider movies with like a bunch of little ones running around. They like grow and they get bigger. Ugh. Watch Infected on Shudder, dude. Just brutal film. Wow. Insane spider movie. That same guy is gonna do Evil Dead now. I'm like, okay, I'm sold, baby. I am sold. So cannot wait for Evil Dead Burn, dude. Maybe the most anticipated new horror project. Astral Austin is saying, apparently the original concept for Final Destination 6 was going to be on emergency responders. Sounded so interesting considering how their deaths could have involved being in other accidents they'd be responding to. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded that. It just, the way that they described it, it sounded very topical. When when Final Destination 6 talk first emerged, like when it was like announced new project is coming in that series, it was around like 2021 2020 time, which is like when first responders was like, it was a very like topical, trending, hot button issue because they were like still working through the pandemic. So it was a film that was likely going to celebrate them, but also like have deaths involving those characters. So I imagine that's probably why it changed, for two reasons there, because it's just like, I'm not saying it's not as trendy now, you know what I mean? So they did something a little more a little more grounded, a little more just generally relatable with like a family at its core, versus something like that. And also maybe I'm just thinking about the way it was pitched, and it just sounded like it might have been taken the wrong way. You're killing a bunch of emergency responders, and it's like, is that really the message we want to send after the pandemic, where like those people basically got us through a lot of that? I don't know. I get maybe why that was changed. Maybe could have been seen as controversial, and maybe that was not the vibe that they were going for. Fort Misery Gaming is saying, Jake, which of these three movies are the worst horror movies? I Always Know What You Did Last Summer, Jeepers Creepers 4, or Halloween Resurrection. The way that everyone feels about Halloween Ends is the way that I feel about Halloween Resurrection. I don't think it's a watchable movie. It's just a really bad Halloween movie. I don't know. For me, Halloween Ends, I would rather watch Resurrection over Halloween Ends, I think, all day, every day, personally. Resurrection, it's not a great movie, but it's got like this like early thousands, late 90s like Scream tone to it that like makes me personally really forgiving of it. It's not a good movie. Again, I'm not defending this is not me defending Halloween Resurrection. But I would it's fun. It's fun. It's dumb fun. Turn your brain off, have fun with it. Kind of like the first I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Does that plot make any fucking sense? No. But do I still love it? Yes. Kind of the same way I feel about Halloween Resurrection. I don't know. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Jeepers Creepers Reborn, that's pretty rough. That's a miserable watch. I mean, wow. The ending of that movie, for some reason, most of it takes place outside and it's done in front of green screens. It's literally what they did with The Room. Like, if you guys know about The Room, that whole situation, they filmed it the same way. Have a bunch of like CGI Resident Evil looking cops show up at the end for some reason. It is just an awful looking movie. That on top of many other problems. But honestly, the worst one here is I Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I think that truly the worst sequels in horror films are the ones that just completely don't understand why a franchise was great to begin with. And I Always Know What You Did Last Summer fucks with the DNA of that franchise. It makes it supernatural, and that series never needed to be supernatural. There's a lot of other problems with I Always Know What You Did Last Summer, but that to me is that's the worst sin. That's the cardinal sin that one commits, that puts it at the very bottom of the list personally. It's just it totally misunderstands what was great about the first two movies, I feel. Steph is saying, when I get a gifted membership, I will be the happiest. Anything could happen. You never know. These streams are unpredictable, my friend. Picky Piggy is saying, I'd like Telltale Games, the company that made the Walking Dead games, to make a Final Destination game. Oh, so a little more story based. I would vibe with, you know what would be fun? Until Dawn, but Final Destination. Essentially that. You got to make choices, and that either leads the characters to death or not. That would be so much. Oh, that would be a blast. I would play the fuck out of that. I'd play the shit out of that game. Because how else would you do it? It would have to be story based, and you'd have to see the clues or not, and that would lead to a character's death, or you could save people based on how the rules of this game are. I think that could be really cool. Picky Piggy, I like that a ton. And Picky Piggy, my friend, I know you've been asking about it, and it's happening. It's just been tough because I'm trying to keep up with two YouTube channels at the same time. But I'm working on an Alien Isolation video, and the moment that's over with, we're doing Poppy Playtime for videos over on the gaming channel. So I'm getting through chapters 3 and chapter 4. I am crazy behind on those, but they're coming, I promise. And dude, I appreciate you asking about those too. So it's coming. Your request has not been forgotten. It's taking some time. Lots of editing that has to happen. That's been kicking my butt a little bit. Would you rather, Tom is saying, would you rather have another Halloween movie in a new timeline or a TV show like they're doing with Crystal Lake? Well, we have a new Halloween TV show. I don't know. For me, when it comes to slashers, I'd rather just get a new movie, almost across the board. I know that they're doing a Crystal Lake series based on Pamela's backstory. I'm going to be real. I'd rather get a movie. I'd rather them just do a movie of here's Pamela killing people before the events of the original. Just call it a prequel. I would be so fine with that. I would have been much more interested in a new movie versus a TV show personally, but maybe that's too experimental and that's why it's a TV show. I don't know. Halloween TV series is also in the works. I don't know. I'm here for it. I'm down to check out what it's all about. But for me, when it comes to a good slasher film, I just want a clean cut 90 minutes or less. Have some fun, crazy kills, simple story, not too much else. TV show kind of invokes a more in-depth story with more in-depth characters, which there's nothing wrong with that, but when it comes to slashers, those rarely tend to flesh out. You don't get the things that you want from slashers from that, and sometimes you don't even get the things you want from a TV show there too. So, tough to say. I would rather just slashers be quick 90-minute movies, maybe shorter. That's always been my opinion on them. Those are the best ones, I feel. Backrooms movie got greenlit by A24 and filming will start this summer, says John Kramer. Very exciting stuff there. We heard years ago, multiple years ago, that this was going to happen, and then just crickets since, basically. And now we finally got a little update from A24. But they are moving forward on it, which is exciting. I imagine some of the issues with that stems from the fact that their director was 18 or maybe even under the age of 18 when the fella initially signed on, I want to say, and now I think he's 19, 20, because it's been a couple of years. So I don't know. Maybe there's some problems there. That wouldn't be totally. I don't know. I'm speculating. Just want to say that to be sure. But Kane Pixels, super talented dude. Love his YouTube channel. If you guys have not seen any of the the backroom stuff that he's done. It's creepy, it's atmospheric. I love a lot of it. So definitely give those a watch if you want to know what you're getting into with that movie. It's a really good concept, really cool concept, and I can't wait to see what the movie ends up being about. Jacob 2023, nice name, my friend, saying, I would love to see a Final Destination movie on a train or a cruise. Dude, you've gotten a couple of trains in Final Destination. I'm just saying. No, I'm kidding. But a cruise would be cool. I do love that a ton. Just like a one setting thing, essentially, is what you're saying. Yeah. Or a Halloween movie on a cruise. Cruise ships are terrifying. I wish more horror movies took place on them because it's a really good location. You're isolated in the middle of the ocean. There are so many things that could kill you in that situation if it's a crazy passenger on board or all of the wildlife just hanging out, swimming by the boat, great white sharks. I don't know, orca whales. There's 1,000 horror movie ideas that can stem from being on a cruise ship. So I'm all about that. Or even you want to go even more simpler than that. Just like you ran out of food, there's no energy or nothing. You're just stuck in the middle of the ocean. You got to fend for yourself. It's a cruise ship where everyone's like gone savage and they're killing each other and cannibalizing other members. That's how long they've been out there. That would be an insane movie. I would watch the fuck out of that. Somebody call up a studio. I want credit for that. I just want to write that movie. That would be so cool. A bunch of people killing each other on a cruise ship trying to stay alive. That would be fun. Tom is saying, is this a different Tom? We have a lot of Toms in the chat tonight. All of you are welcome, though. This is a safe place for Toms. Another Tom is saying, how's it going, Jake? M3GAN 2 looks like a crappy action movie as opposed to a horror film. I know. What happened? Very curious to hear what happened in the writer's room with that one, but here we are. I don't. We're gonna see it in a couple of weeks. See what it's all about. I will judge it more then. But wow, it's not looking great for M3GAN. Looks like we just went like overboard with this new concept. I like the original too because it was actually kind of grounded in places, which I was not expecting from the trailer for that movie. I remember going into it thinking this is going to be some TikTok garbage. We're going to forget about this one in a couple of months. And I was shocked. I was like, this is hilarious. This is so funny. This is so funny. And the commentary is genuinely so sharp. Wow. Very impressive stuff there. This movie, it just looks like it's going to be really over the top and ridiculous, just leaning into the camp and the cheese of the series, maybe a little too much. And it's with all those things combined is what made the original M3GAN so special, in my opinion. But now it just feels like we're kind of losing that. It's just the goofy ridiculousness of this series to the point where it's like, how far can I suspend my disbelief? You know what I mean? How far am I able to do that? Is the rule of cool going to overpower all of this stuff, or maybe not? We'll see. We'll see on what is it? The 27th. We'll see. I hope it does. I hope it rocks. I'm rooting for it because I really did like the first one, but it's tough times. Kelly is saying, hey, Jake and Chad, I'm never on time, but always fashionably late. Best way to be. That means you're cool as fuck, Kelly. You probably own some sunglasses. That was a dumb joke. I can't hear or see you guys, your reactions to things, but I know everybody just rolled their eyes. I know it. I can feel it in the back of my brain. Bad joke. Next. That's what everyone just said. Ethan Blackburn is saying, Jake, I went to the theater last night to see Dangerous Animals and the screen cut out halfway through. What? They couldn't put it back on and I got a refund. Is it Ethan, I'm so fucking mad. I want to punch somebody in the face because of that. I'm so sorry. Yes, go see it again. The ending's so good too, man. Go see it again. Go see it again. That's all I can say. Hopefully you have one of those movie passes, one of those things where you can like just go and see it for free. That really bums me out. I'm gonna be real. I'm so sorry. That one's really good. That was one of my favorite horror films of the year so far. Had a really fun time with that movie. Jordan Caleb is saying, what's up, Jake? Nice to hang out with you. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Jordan. Same with you. I wonder why we haven't heard anything about the Blumhouse My Bloody Valentine. That's the one I'm pretty excited for, not Blair Witch. I respect that. we don't need any more Blair Witch movies. We're good on those. I'm down for more found footage, but Blair Witch movies, I feel like we're good on those. You know, we got enough of them. My Bloody Valentine, definitely excited for that. You know, Blumhouse doing IP is always kind of a, you know, shaky situation, but I'm excited to be getting another one of those for sure. I've always loved the original, and the 2009 film is fun. It's fun, but the original is like prime 80s splatterfest fun and crazy giallo blood. It's awesome. Just a very artsy slasher film that I love quite a bit. But I'll you know, see whatever this new one is. I hope it's good. Hope it's a good time. It can't be worse than The Strangers Chapter 1, right? Right? I don't know. Justin Proper is saying my name is Tom. I smell a lie here, Justin. I don't know. I don't know about that. Reventi is saying hi. Hello, my friend. Hello, hello, hello. Yo, yo, yo. Stupid Fizz is saying my name is totally Tom, Jake. See, I think y'all are lying now. And actual Tom is saying I am other Tom. The other Tom stole my name. He's an imposter. I am true Tom. We're gonna have to fight it out. I think the Toms are gonna have to fight it out for the one true Tom. That position. No, that's really funny. I am true Tom. Not even I am the one true Tom. I am true Tom. That's so funny. I didn't know the Toms were all so passionate about this. This is great. Tid Morgan is hanging out with us saying, have you seen the movie Triangle? Fuck yes. I love Triangle. Hidden gem, baby. So good. Oh, Triangle is banging. Not on a cruise ship, so to say, but on a... Well, was that a cruise? Actually, was that a cruise ship? It's like a big ship. Like it takes place on a big ship, and there's some fuckery happening. You want to talk about how anything could happen on a cruise ship? That's the movie. That's the one. Anything could happen in that movie. I was not like that one goes places I never thought it would go. Kind of shocked by that one. That was awesome. Really enjoyed Triangle quite a bit. Very good movie. You already know the worst movie of 2025 will be Strangers Chapter 2. I mean, yeah. Actually, you know, we had a question earlier. I don't remember who it was. Someone said, Jake, is there any movie you're worried about, like, performing poorly? It's this one. Wow. Didn't even think about that until... I keep forgetting about Strangers Chapter 2 because I cared so little about the first one. Like, I can't believe another movie's still coming. But yeah, that one, I don't think that movie's going to make any money. I'm going to be real. That's going to be a Flash situation where they market the fuck out of this thing thinking, well, it's IP. People are going to show up. But the last one was so bad, dude. Like, the last one was critically panned across the board, bro. That's not going to make money. I wouldn't even market it. I would just drop it in theaters and pray. That's what I would do if I was the studio with Strangers Chapter 2 and 3. Just drop them and see what happens. Maybe you'll make a little bit of scratch back with them, but just call it a wash, move on to something else. Don't put any more money into that. Dear God. Truly the film, I think that is going to actually bomb. That's like a bigger release, you know? Jacob 2023, I just saw a really funny chat. Hey Jake, have you seen The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. He's coming to theaters near you. He will turn you into a Muffin Man. You mean the one on Drury Lane? If you've seen Shrek, that is one of my favorite kids movies of all time. I love that so much. That's what I thought you were referencing, and I was like, I'm ready for this role. I was born ready. Saw that. I saw that movie when I was a kid. I've been reciting these lines. I've been ready. What else is going on? I love how every chat is about Tom. Like everything I'm reading, I'm like everything's about Tom lore right now, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to do with any of this. I'm not a Tom, so what do I know? Jake, you should make a Strangers movie. I would love to make a Strangers movie. That would be so much fun. That's the thing about the Strangers, man. It's not that hard of a concept to execute. I mean, it's the fact that they whiffed Chapter 1 so bad is like it's like, how do you watch those movies and that's where you go mentally? You're like, I want to get all the answers. What? That's the fun. The fun is that we don't have any answers. Man, I don't know. Sometimes chaos just needs to ensue without any sort of reason, rhyme or reason to it. And The Strangers is absolutely that. Man in White Mask, I wonder who you could be referring to, is saying, do you think we'll ever get to see Saw 11? Yes. Like, actually, yes, we finally got an update on it that Blumhouse has acquired the rights. And say what you will about Blumhouse, but they always do end up doing something with the IPs that they acquire. So will it be something good? You know, that's the question. Will the quality be there? I don't know, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see. But it's coming. Saw 11 is on the way. See what it is. What else is going on? Ethan Blackburn is saying, how do you feel about the Hell House series? Love all of them. Can't wait for the 5th one to come out. I really liked the latest one quite a bit. I liked the latest one a lot. The original's a class. I feel like it was like an underground found footage film for a little while that everyone was like, dude, if you haven't seen this yet, crazy underrated. Now everybody's seen it. Like, we got to stop talking about that movie like it's a hidden gem, because it's just not. It's just not a hidden gem anymore. There's about to be 5 movies. Everyone has fucking seen it at this point. Hell House is it's a classic found footage movie. That's what we're calling it at this point. But the second and the third one, I don't know if I was as into. Goes a little deeper into the documentary style that again is very present in the original. But I don't know, something about the fourth film felt like it went back to its roots a little bit, kind of like reeled back on some of the crazier ideas from 2 and 3. And those are my 2 favorites personally. So I'm excited for 5. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to see what it is. I'm just kind of excited. I think that's August, if I'm not mistaken, for the 5th one. And from what I've heard, it's like the final chapter. Like, it's like the last, the last one. So to say, that's what they always say. They always say this is the last one, but come on now. I was very thankful. Shudder actually sent me a thing to watch the 4th movie, the Carmichael Manor movie, early, which I thought was cool. So I actually did enjoy it too. I was like, okay, shit. Erica, is saying, if chapter 2 blows, I won't waste my time with if chapter 3 is a thing. I will say though, dude, Hell House, Carmichael Manor, that was worth a watch. It had some scary moments. I think it had some nice, like, some prequel energy to it. A lot of people are like, Jake, it's not a prequel, and like that's the thing that's hard to explain. Like, half of it is a prequel, half of it is not a prequel, and everyone's like, but it's not a prequel, and I'm like, it's a prequel. Just call it what it is. The focus of the story is about the origin of the clown, basically, from the original. But there's another story going on too. So it's basically 50-50. It's hard to explain. Sloppenheimer is saying, need more movies like Chernobyl Diaries. I love Chernobyl Diaries. That's okay. I'd call that an underrated found footage flick. That one doesn't come up as much, I feel. Really solid stuff in that one, though. Has some crazy moments. The other thing that solidified that one for me was the ending of Chernobyl Diaries. I felt like that was it was very, very bleak. And I love when horror movies have when they have the balls to do something as dark as that, No spoilers, but it's good. It's a good one. I have not seen The Loved Ones. This has come up a couple of times, Froggy Fresh shitpost, a few times now, and it's been on my watch list. I got to just sit down and watch it. Did a ton of research on 28 Years Later today, and a few movies came up that I had never even heard of, and I'm like, what? These both sound amazing. I don't remember the name of the one. Totally forgot about it, but a movie that I had never heard of that Danny Boyle and Alex Garland also both directed and wrote respectively, a movie called Sunshine. Has anyone seen this movie? It sounds so good. It has so many cast members from the 28 Days and Weeks cast. And wow, like, sounds amazing. It's about like a crew in a spaceship, and they're trying to prevent the sun from exploding, and then some shit goes wrong. It's like, what? That sounds so cool. Sounds just a very cool idea overall. I really liked everything I was hearing about that one. And apparently it was a box office flop. They made it with a bunch of money and just no one saw it, which is a shame because it sounds good. It has a pretty decent, like, critic reviews too. So gotta check that one out. Victor Simpson is saying, do you think we'll get a remake of The Blob? It's already been announced that David Bruckner is remaking The Blob. So yes, we will be getting that sometime soon. It's on the way. David Bruckner, who did what's some of his movies? The Ritual, The Night House, Hellraiser 2022. Love a lot of his movies. Very, very awesome director. Oh, Erica, you meant The Strangers, not Hell Houses. Oh, my bad. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just crazy. We're talking about too many things and my brain is all over the place. Hell House rocks, and the Umbrella box set is great, and a new Night of the Demons movie would be great. Hell yeah. I didn't know there's a whole box set for the Hell House movies, and now there's a fifth one on the way. It's kind of going to fuck that up, isn't it? You know what's... Okay, this is a good thing and a bad thing. I supported... what is it called? Womp Stomp Films, their latest Never Hike Alone film, and I finally got like the perks from it the other day. And like now I have a Blu-ray of Never Hike Alone, the ghost cut, but like it's outside of my Friday the 13th box set, and it bums me out because it's like that's just like that movie is so good that it's just part of the franchise to me. And I kind of just wish I could extend the box a little bit, you know, have Never Hike Alone 1 and 2 just right next to each other somewhere in there. Kind of bums me out. I'm going to be real. But I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I wish I could just yank the box a little bit and it was a little longer. Put those two in there. Infinite Sky, yes, I have seen the new Kane Pixels Backrooms movie update. It's being filmed this summer. Hyped. Very hyped for this one. It's going to be good. Love the Backrooms as a concept. The idea of this like alternate dimension that's like fucked up, got a bunch of monsters around. It's basically just a long series of hallways and creepy, scary men in hazmat suits or whatever. No, it's a really cool concept, and I'm really excited to see more of it explored in a whole feature film. Can't wait to see what Kane ends up doing with it. I really hope it's something kind of similar to Skinamarink, which I think is, I'm the first person to ever say that because most people hated that flick. But but I loved, I don't know, Skinamarink, I don't know how many more times I'm going to watch it, but it scared the fuck out of me. I was just so upset after leaving the theater. I was like, this is terrible. This is one of the, it's just a nightmare of a film. It's not even a movie. It's just a nightmare. It's very cool. I kind of hope Backrooms is able to capture some of that same uncomfortable energy. I think that would be fun. Raggedy Man is saying Sunshine is great. What's up, Raggedy Man? Just like Raggedy Ann. There's a movie with that rhyme in there. There's a song, I mean, with that rhyme in there. I'm trying to think what it is. It's a Korn song. Sunshine is great. I'm glad you like it. I got to sit down and watch this because it was cool. The other movie I was talking about that I couldn't think of the name of, there's a movie from the director of 28 Weeks Later, and it impressed Danny Boyle, which is why he gave him the job to direct the sequel. I need to watch this movie. It sounds insane, and I don't remember the name of it right now, but you know what? I'm actually gonna look it up because I want to tell you guys about this. It was just such an insane concept. I'm like, that sounds like genuinely great. It sounds like a genuinely great concept for a movie, and I can't believe I can't believe this wasn't more popular. It's a 2001 film called Intact, if anyone has seen that. It has a sick poster, like just a really cool poster. And it's about like, what was it? It's so basically it's in a version of humanity where you can like trade luck, like literal luck as currency with other people. And I'm like, that is very original. And it's like it follows a bunch of gamblers or something like that. I don't know, just a really cool concept for a horror film, basically. It's like horror action is how it's described. I have to see this. Like, crazy concept for a movie. I feel like every time I look into these very popular like franchise films, you'll find other movies made by the same people that are like just as good, just didn't take off for some reason. And those are the movies I'm always so interested in seeing. So both of those movies, Intacto and the other one, Sunshine. I'm like, what was it? I gotta put these on. It's been a minute. Speaking of which, Ty Lee is saying your video earlier makes me want to watch 28 Days Later. Remember seeing it in the theaters and enjoyed it, and I don't love zombie movies. I'm picky when it comes to zombie movies. I feel like most of they're either like cream of the crop or like kind of fucking bad. Like I feel like there's really no in between with zombie movies. Most of them are great. Most of them suck. But some of them are great. Most of them suck. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, no, I hear you on that. But like the good ones are so good. I don't know, man. There's some great zombie movies out there. Like both the 28 whatever later movies are great so far. I bet we get another good one next week. Zombie 1979, the Romero movies, not the the thousands ones that he made, but the original trilogy are awesome. I'm trying to think what else is like just essential viewing zombie wise. Return to the Living Dead. I'm literally wearing a shirt. Send more paramedics. Gotta watch those. Those are so much fun. There's some good zombie movies out there. There's some bad ones though too. Shaun of the Dead, great. Another great one. Probably my favorite horror comedy. Love that movie to death. I'm surprised they haven't tried to remake Reanimator yet. I want to say there was some report that they were going to try to do that. I don't know if there's any confirmation on that, but I feel like I've heard something about that. I feel like Reanimator was never like a really popular franchise. Like that one movie was pretty big, but I don't know if the sequels ever really took off, which might be part of it. What happened to the Rings franchise? Didn't the last movie like not do very well? I want to say Rings did not perform very well at the box office. But that was like a decent movie. I was like, I don't know. That was a little overhated in my opinion. I remember that movie came out and everyone was like, that sucked. I'm like, it wasn't terrible. It was okay. Oh no, it did well, but it just was like very negatively received from critics. Yeah, it got 83 million against the $25 million budget. I would not be shocked if a new The Ring film came out sometime soon. Because man, I don't know. This is a fun movie. This is an interesting one. I did not hate it. It kind of fucks around with the mythology of the series. I kind of love when franchises do that too, when they're like, here's like the established rules and we're going to throw a character at it that's like just the dude that's going to fuck this whole thing up. And I really enjoyed that about that movie. Very thought-provoking, kind of a think tank of a film. Justin Proper throwing $10 out there. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Saying Jordan watches movies one-on-one with interns, talking about Jordan Peele. My friend watched Halloween or Nightmare. Also, shout out to all my fellow tomboys. Today, we are all Tom. All hail the Tom commandments. Wow. Everyone is Tom today. I'm changing my name to Killjoy Tom after this stream. Let me tell you. You've convinced me. No, that's awesome, dude. Jordan Peele watches. I gotta just intern at Monkey Paw. That's what I gotta do. I gotta just. They're gonna ask me. They're like, "Why do you want to work at Monkey Paw?" I just want to watch a movie with Jordan Peele. That's it. That's the only reason I'm here. I just want to sit in his cool ass theater, watch Nightmare on Elm Street with him, and I want to hear what he has to say about it because he is such an interesting human being. Jordan Peele. I've just been a huge fan of him since forever, man. I'm not like I didn't go all the way back to Mad TV. I've seen some of it on YouTube, but I admittedly did not watch that when that was out. But when Key and Peele came out, man, I mean, it was just like a thing. It was like everyone was like, "Oh, dude, have you seen that Key and Peele sketch? Have you seen this one? Have you seen that? Whatever." I mean, I would come home from school after like high school or whatever. I would literally watch Key and Peele. That's how much I fucking loved them. And I remember like 2016, it was like kind of announced like, "Oh, Jordan Peele's doing a horror movie," and I'm like, "What?" Like, that's weird. Like, he's so good at comedy. Why would he do horror? And then Get Out comes out and it's like, oh my, wow. Changes the face of horror forever. I love Jordan Peele. I'm a huge fan. Whatever he does, I'm always been behind it. And I just thought it was, I don't know, him jumping over to horror is crazy to me, and him being so successful at it too. But man, I love the one sketch from Key and Peele that I just always think about is the Urkel one, where it's it's basically Jordan Peele doing horror before he was, just kind of a name there. And it's, if you watch that segment back, you're like, wow, this guy always had chops in the space of horror. I mean, it's horror comedy. It's Steve Urkel as a horror villain, basically, but it is so fun. I mean, it is so funny. It's so well done. Oh my God. Like, if you guys haven't seen that, put that on. If you want to be like, if you want to see like, oh, early inklings of Jordan Peele having some horror chops, there you go, man. But very funny shit there, dude. But hell yeah to the Toms, Justin. Thank you for the $10. I really appreciate the support a ton. Thank you for throwing that out there, man. Thank you, Tom Proper. That's what I should say. There we go. Picky Piggy is saying, my most favorite zombie movie ever is Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. Totally fair. Entirely fair. Scooby-Doo Zombie Island absolutely fucks. Some great stuff there. Victor is saying, fave horror comedy, Drag Me to Hell. That goat scene, every time I watch it, has me in tears. I was terrified of that movie as a child, dude. I was, oh man, I went, I had people telling me like that. They're like, that'll actually happen to you if you're a bad kid. And I remember being so scared. I was like, oh, thought I was going to actually get like dragged. Terrifying stuff. But no, that movie is hilarious. It's very funny now as an adult. Child Jake peed his pants. He was so scared of that one. But it is ridiculous. Froggy Fresh is saying, I've only seen the original Japanese one and then the 2017 one. What? That is like such a weird combination of Ring films to have seen. Like just Rings and the and the original. That's wild. I think the original The Ring, it's very good. Basically the remake kind of just ripped it off entirely, but with that being said, there's things about the American remake that are very iconic that I would say they actually do better than the original. But there's things about both. Like you kind of got to watch them both and say, wow, that was done better in that one. That was done better in the other. It's interesting. But the American remake, I don't completely discredit, but it does steal a lot of things and doesn't do everything better, you know? It's kind of just like, you just stole that exact same shot from the other movie, and it was done really well there, and kind of just took credit for that, you know? It's kind of just like, do your own thing a little bit, movie. Come on. What's up with that? But I like both versions for different reasons. I also... I don't know. I like all the American sequels, and I think some of the Japanese sequels have some really cool ideas. So really cool stuff across the board in that franchise. There's so much media for The Ring in Japan, many movies, multiple TV shows, books of all varieties. It's insane. I started one of the TV shows based on that. I don't think I ever got too far into it, but I have seen a few of the sequels. I think I saw like the second one and maybe like there was something else. I can't remember. I started the Versus movie between The Ring and The Grudge. That exists. Look it up. It's like Kayako versus Sadako or something like that. I'm butchering names, I know, but bro, it's ridiculous. It is just as ridiculous as it sounds. And I kind of loved it. The Serpent in the Rainbow is one of my favorite zombie movies. I like that it's about voodoo zombies and it's pretty grounded. Right, because every zombie thing nowadays is like toxic zombies, not voodoo zombies. So whenever we get a movie like that, it's a little more special. I hear you on that. Astral Austin is saying Final Destination 7 pitch, passengers who are aboard the Titanic 2. Jesus. I mean, again, cruise ships would be cool as hell, man. Would love that. Mandy Jean, your favorite horror comedy is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Great choice. I love Tucker and Dale versus Evil is fantastic. I recently got the Steelbook for that. I like that movie so much. So no, that one is a ton of fun. Cracks me the fuck up. Did you see that Jennifer's Bodies 2 is in talks of getting made? Yeah, there was just I think Amanda Seyfried or something said something about it recently, along the lines of like, I'm gonna have we got to do it with Megan. You know, if Megan's not in this, we're not doing it, or something like that. Couldn't agree more. I mean, you got to have the original cast come back. There's no other way. No other way. Victor Simpson, do you think we're gonna get another Jeepers Creepers? Maybe. I don't know. That's also kind of in some lawsuit shit because there's some bullshit done with the last one. I don't know. I kind of don't know, and I'm kind of just like, I'm ready to let that just rest. That can just kind of not be a franchise anymore. It's just got too much. It's got too much bad juju, man. It's got too much going on with it. That's like, kind of crap. Ty Lee is saying, have you seen The Ghost Station? It's literally The Ring and The Grudge combined. It's all right. I give it a light recommendation. Okay. Ghost Station. I'm into it. Down to check it out. I could just take a week off and watch horror movies, and I still wouldn't be caught up on movies I got to watch. I want to watch that Creep from like 2004 again. I watched it. I watched like half of it recently, and I want to actually like sit down and like actually give it a full shot. It was one of those, like, I put it on late at night and I was just like, I'm tired. I gotta go to bed. But I've been meaning to watch that. I did research on the Creep franchise, you know, like the found footage movies. But then that came up, which is like this crazy like movie from the early thousands about like a girl who gets attacked by somebody living in like a subway station. And it's just it seems like a really interesting movie. I really want to get into it a little deeper. Are you ever going to give us an update on the Urban Legend reboot? There has nothing to talk about regarding that, Tom, unfortunately, which is a shame. I would love to learn more about a new Urban Legend. I love that franchise to death. Really want more from that one for sure. Those are so much fun. Did I watch the Creep tapes too? Yes, I did. I loved the Creep tapes. Creep tapes were a ton of fun. I thought that it was great. It was it's exactly what you could have wanted from a Creep TV series. You know what I mean? I'm like, there was times where I almost felt disappointed by some of it, but I'm like, what else were you expecting, you know? The last episode was really the thing that was like, that was awesome. That was fucking sick. I don't know. I guess like watching it, I was almost like, I kind of wish this was more brutal, but like, that's not really the point. You know, Creep's not really about that. It's more about the uncomfortable situation and just, you know, Mark Duplass's performance basically. But no, I ended up really loving it. It was really fun. Had some good music too. I feel like don't hear too many people saying that about it. Erica is saying Megan Fox is my girl crush, so best bet I'm a be seeing Jennifer's Body too if it comes out, unless she's not in it. Totally, yeah, exactly, Erica. I can't argue with that. I remember seeing Transformers as a kid. You know, we were all there. We all saw that movie. We were all like, damn, let's see her in literally everything. That would be awesome. I can't believe Jennifer's Body wasn't like a bigger hit at the box office with how popular Megan Fox was at the time. Like, I'm still kind of shocked about that. So kind of it's cool. She's still doing stuff too. You know, Megan Fox might not be like the biggest thing ever anymore. But she's still in a ton of movies all the time. She was in some kind of like crazy like lion movie a few years back. There's a movie that keeps getting recommended to me on Netflix that I might watch one day, maybe. I don't know. It's called Subservience, I think, and it's like Megan Fox and she's like a sex robot. Like let's just call it what it is. I don't know. Again, I'm kind of burnt out on robot movies. I just feel like they're all done exactly the same nowadays, and they're all like takes on AI, which like hell yeah, fuck AI, but I've seen that movie already. You know, there's a lot of them kind of saying the same things. And I'm like, yeah, this was good. But I've seen like 4 or 5 movies saying the same thing now. I have no interest in watching that Afraid too, by the way. That keeps popping up. I keep thinking about putting that on, but I don't know. Caesar Soulless is saying, have you ever played My Friendly Neighborhood? Have I ever played My Friendly Neighborhood? No, I have not played My Friendly Neighborhood. It sounds like this might be a horror game though. So maybe that neighborhood isn't so friendly. Let me know more about this. Oh yeah, Jordan Peele did do a Twilight Zone series. Didn't get the love it deserved. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, some of those episodes were good. I enjoyed some of it. It was hit or miss. I feel with some of the episodes. Some were like really good. It was like the first 2 episodes I remember being really good. Don't really remember much the rest of it, but hell yeah, it was fun. I also liked seeing Jordan Peele host, like play the host essentially. That was cool. What horror franchises would you reboot and how would you do it? I would love to make a Saw film. I can't stress enough how much I would love to do that. That would be so much fun. I would love to do Saw, just kind of, I don't know, just a random, nothing consequential, just like pocket story in the Saw universe. That's what I would love to do. Come up with some crazy traps. You know, have a target for Jigsaw. I just would love to. I just think that would be so much fun. Just some sort of new Saw movie. That would be like one of my number one things. I would love to make an Evil Dead movie too. An Evil Dead, a Saw, one of those. That would be cool. Something with blood and guts. I would want to get covered in blood and guts for sure. I hope Trick or Treat gets a sequel. I love the first movie a lot. Sam is awesome, says Picky Piggy. I agree so much. We've had Mike Dougherty kind of like tease us with that a couple of times. He's like, we're working on it. And then literally nothing happens. I'm like, I think you're lying. I think you're just saying that because you want people to like clap and cheer and get all excited. And then he's just gonna leave. Nothing. We had a big update on that like a couple of years ago. And has anything come of it? No. I don't understand why Trick or Treat. I don't understand why we don't have like 100 Trick or Treat movies with Sam running around doing his thing. That movie is so good, so criminally underrated. So much, not criminally underrated. Just like didn't get the love it deserved back when it came out. You know, now it's like considered a classic, but when it came out, everyone was like, whatever. You know, who cares? It's a straight to video anthology movie, but it's so good. It's so good, and we need a sequel. Yesterday. I would even be so fine with a Sam movie. Like if you did a whole movie just about Sam, I wouldn't even mind that. But I love that little critter. I think he's a ton of fun. Would love to see a Trick or Treat too at some point. That's an annual watch for me. I put that one on every single year around October. I think it's just so much. It's so fun. It's got some crazy stories in there. And I think like ultimately the one with Sam is the best one. You know, the Sam story with the old man and shit. Like that's the best one, I think for sure. But there's some really cool. The werewolf one. Oh, what a twist. I mean, like actually a genuinely well done. Didn't think about that twist. Holy shit. Some good stuff. Mike's Horror Channel is saying Subservience was actually really good. Okay. All right, maybe I'll put it on. It just kind of looks like Companion. It looks like Ex Machina. It looks like Megan. It looks like Afraid. You know what I mean? It's just like I've seen a lot of movies also try that concept, which is kind of why I've been turned off to it, I guess. But hey, maybe it's good. I'll give it a watch. I love some Megan Fox. I think she's awesome. So I think she doesn't get enough credit. Sometimes, you know, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, she's just like she can just play the hot chick and things. But like I've seen her play other characters pretty well. So I actually don't. I think Megan Fox might be a little just a slightly overhated. I think she's decent. She's got some good stuff. Some acting chops that I like quite a bit. Kind of sucks that she fell from grace. Mandy Jean is saying I'm not much of a gamer, but I love watching people play horror games. So I am glad you've got a gaming channel now. Thank you, Mandy Jean. I appreciate that. It's been really fun to do. I remember I started it a while ago and kind of dropped off from it. And my fiance was like, we should do that. Like together. She's always wanted to have a horror game, like just a gaming channel in general. And I'm like, yeah, let's commit. Let's make this happen. So we're doing it together, which has made it a little easier to do. It's tough doing all this by yourself, you know, so it's been cool, working with her on that. But, it means, I think it means even more to me for that reason, you know, that we're kind of doing it together. It's been fun. I've literally never, well, not literally never. I've done YouTube channels with people before in the past, but this is kind of the first time like we're really just working on getting it monetized, going places with it, and it's been a lot of fun. So definitely check out GullGotha if you haven't. Really cool channel. Hopefully we'll have the video up tomorrow if I can get it done today. Goal is I've been working on an Alien Isolation video for a little while. It's just been kind of tough. I've been trying to keep up with uploads here too, and then just trying to do that too has just been like insane. So it's been a lot of work, but we're getting it done, making it happen. And I do appreciate you guys for supporting both the pages. It means a ton. So thank you. 4K Chris is joining us saying, do you like anime? I went through a little anime phase. I've seen some. I'm not like in love with it, but like there's been some horror animes that I thought were really interesting. What have so I've seen Attack on Titan. I've seen like what's the Death Note. Watched all of Death Note. I really liked like Uzumaki, which was on Adult Swim recently. That was cool. But there's some cool ones. I don't like, there's some, I don't know what it's, I think is it called like shonen or something like that. There's ones where it's like it's not even really story based. You're kind of just hanging out with characters is what I've gathered from some anime, and I don't know, it's just not really my cup of tea. I don't know. I think that is for some people, but I just can't really get into that some of the stuff like that. But the really like story focused horror animes, I've dug. There's some really interesting ideas in there for sure. Ty Lee is saying also gender swapping Freddy would solve the problem of comparing her to Robert. Oh, like kind of like what they did with like Pinhead in the new movies. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't hate on that. Freddy, that is, you'd have to completely rewrite the backstory though, I feel, you know, like I'm not against that, but it would just be like kind of reinvention of the character almost entirely from the ground up. Chain TV is saying everyone wants their badass crush. Mine was Michelle Rodriguez. Totally fair. Totally fair. She's awesome. Jake, recommend me a great Netflix movie. Great Netflix movie. Oh, have you ever seen The Perfection? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one that it was like really popular for like a minute there, and then nobody talked about it again. Very good movie though that doesn't get enough praise. The Perfection. Watch that one. Really good Netflix horror movie. I would say The Platform too, but I feel like most people have seen that one. I feel like most people have seen The Platform or like Bird Box. Like those two were pretty popular. Perfection it doesn't get enough love. I feel like that one is better than both of those films. So for Netflix original horror, that's one I go to quite often. That one's good. And yeah, Erica's throwing out the link to the gaming channel. Please subscribe. We are very close to hitting 900 subs over there. That'd be very cool. What else is going on? Are you gonna play the Directive 8020 game that when it comes out? I don't even know what that is, but I'll check it out. I'll definitely give it a watch. Or just watch a trailer or something, see what it's all about. I'm trying to get some more videos up there where we're doing a ton of streams right now because we are unbelievably close with the watch hours. Like it's like we're like we only need like 600 hours or something like that, and it's like that's nothing. We can do that in a couple of streams. So definitely come hang out, check out the streams. Ton of fun stuff. We're very close to monetization, and it would just be cool. Just be cool to make that happen sometime soon here. So we will be live on the gaming channel tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We'll be live again on Saturday too. We might even do a Sunday stream. I don't know. I'm streaming every single day, pretty much, for a little while here, in between big releases of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what's up. Oh my god, I just got the worst hiccups out of absolutely nowhere. Next Hellraiser movie should have a scene where someone says, "All right, Pinhead, your time is up." And Pinhead says, "Who you calling Pinhead?" I'm sure someone made that joke on the set of one of those movies. Come on. Has to be a thing. Come on. Victor Simpson is saying if you like the Thing franchise, it's kind of heavily influenced by that. The Directive 8020 games, very similar to the Thing. Okay, I'm very into that. Rock on. There was a game a little while ago that was like a Lovecraftian The Thing, basically on like an oil rig. I don't remember the name of that game. It might have been that. I just remember seeing someone play that and being like, "This is the coolest fucking game ever." Like, what? I totally got to play through this. Really cool stuff. Nowalk is saying you got to be able to separate the art from the artist when it comes to those first two Jeepers Creepers movies. They are both awesome. They are, dude, and I have so much like weird nostalgia for them, but it just like it's hard to watch those movies and not think about that. You know what I mean? It is tough for me. Victor Salva's even in the first Jeepers Creepers, which is like he's doing a director cameo and he's a fucking, it's tough. It's tough to get through that one these days. Fort Misery Gaming is saying, do you think if they reboot Saw, they will recast Tobin Bell, or would they reboot him with his age and will fans riot? I don't think they'll recast him. You know what I mean? I don't think they'll recast Tobin Bell as Jigsaw. They might have a copycat if they end up doing the reboot route, kind of like similar to Spiral, but hopefully done better. I think that's the route that I would want to go for a reboot if we had to do that, I know some people are like, but I want to see Tobin back. I do too. Best case scenario is Tobin Bell comes back for like one more awesome flick. That would be sweet. Nothing would make me happier, but it just doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, which is a major shame. I just want more Saw. At the end of the day, I'm so fine with new people throwing their own ideas out there and trying something out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not like to me, it's a different situation than some of the other franchises out here where a lot of the people are younger and we can make more movies with these people, but we're not. With Saw, it's Tobin Bell's almost in his mid 80s. If he wants to just be done, I totally understand that. You know what I mean? He's a very old man. Let him just rest. He doesn't need to be in any more Saw traps. That's totally fine if he just doesn't want to do it. It's a different situation, I feel, with Saw. I'm a little more forgiving in those regards, which I feel like is genuinely part of it. I feel like that's why maybe the producers were fighting about Saw 11 ultimately. Whatever the script was, I'm sure it was great. I don't even think it was creative issues. It might have just been the fact that, hey, Blumhouse wants to buy this. Tobin Bell's old. Let's just take a paycheck and cut the money, take the check and run. Take the money and run. Kind of feels like that's where the argument ultimately stemmed from. But I'm so honestly, this is one of the only franchises that like is so reliant on characters that I'm fine with being rebooted, just because Tobin Bell's old. He's just probably done. Just wants to move on, and that's okay. What else is going on here? Still Wakes the Deep. I think that's that game. I think that's what I was talking about. I don't even remember the name of it. I just remember watching people play it, and I thought it was cool. Tom is saying, do you think Drag Me to Hell and Evil Dead take place in the same Raimi verse? Sure. Yeah, I think so. I think they both kind of follow the same rules, essentially. Just one doesn't have the Book of the Dead, right? Mandy Jean is saying Jigsaw's long lost nephew. You could even write something in that like whoever this new character is just an old apprentice, just maybe was kind of talking with Jigsaw, but then get as involved kind of thing. And now, for whatever reason, wants to be more prevalent in the world. I don't know why. Maybe just cause, you could also bring back the apprentice from Jigsaw, who's only like in that one movie for something. If you want to reinvent the character, I mean, there's a lot you can do with Saw. I feel still that wouldn't be like the worst thing ever. And who knows? Maybe Tobin Bell can cameo. Maybe he cameos in it and just has like a scene, right? That would be such an easy way to pass the torch, move the franchise forward, and go new places with it. What else is going on? Froggy Fresh Shitpost is saying, posted the Ring franchise chart in the Discord main chat to prove my point about how ridiculously massive the franchise is. I'm curious how many like Japanese movies there are. I mean, we got 3 American movies. I want to say there was an American TV show too, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, local restaurant. Man, a local restaurant around here is going out of business. That bums me out. That sucks. I want to look at this chart though real quick, Froggy Fresh, because I'm actually quite curious about all this fun stuff. Oh my God, there's so many movies. What? There are, okay, like I was coming into this thinking there's going to be a couple of movies. There's a ton of fucking novels. There's a ton of fucking movies. A ton. There's manga. There's TV shows. Wow, this is actually insane. Okay, this includes a lot of stuff though, like DLC for video games and shit. This is a crazy little chart. I might be saving that. That's interesting. Very interesting. Very cool. But lots of stuff from The Ring. A lot of properties. It's pretty cool. Ern Stratton is saying Ryan and Addison are the killers in Scream 7, a possible third. I don't even know who Ryan and Addison are, so if you think you're spoiling it for me, my friend, you're not. I'm gonna give you a warning, Ian Stratton. We don't do spoilers here. Are you framing it that way? I don't know. A possible third killer is suspected to be Stu as the movie ends on a cliffhanger. The survivors are Gail Tate. I don't think you're telling the truth. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't like when people claim to know stuff about movies like that. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. Don't block this fella, but you got a warning, my friend. Please don't do that. That's just annoying, Like if you did actually spoil that for all of us, that would fucking suck. That's not true. I doubt that's true. But like pose it like if you're gonna if you just meant that as a theory, just say like, hey, I have a theory about Scream 7. What if it's this? And that's totally fine. But saying I know the ending of the movie and I'm gonna spoil it for all of you, that just it has a negative tone to it. You know what I mean? The internet is very tone deaf. We can't know what you mean by something unless you phrase things a certain way. So that's very important, I want to say. Tom is saying, I think the biggest horror franchise in the States is the Amityville horror movies. There's like over 30 of them. Yeah, and Froggy Fresh is what I was just about to say. Yeah, it's in the public domain. So technically there's like fucking 100 of them or something like that. But yeah, I think there's 11. Yeah, I think you're right. There's like 11 official. But dude, it is kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts how many technically though, because it is in the public domain, that is all part of the same franchise though, right? Like every Amityville movie is that. But crazy shit. Crazy shit. Luddy Network is saying, well, I claim to love Killjoy. Jake, hey, what's up, my flamethrower brother? How's it going? Welcome in, dude. I missed you too. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Appreciate you a ton. What's up? What's up? Welcome in. I hope you're having fun with your flamethrower. You cool ass MFer. God damn, what's up? Victor Simpson is saying, kind of surprised Rob Zombie didn't come out with another horror movie. He was like kind of releasing music for a little while there, and now I don't know what he's doing. Like, didn't he like release a couple of albums after like his last like big one? Hang on, I'm looking this up. I was listening to the new Sabrina Carpenter song, like The Man That I Am. I want to look this because I know he came out with like a few new albums, like semi recently. Or yeah, no, he had a 2021 album. That's what it was. Yeah. I don't know anything else. I mean, he did like the Monsters, and besides that, I don't know what else he did. There was kind of one good song on that last album too. I liked it, but yeah, it's not bad. Oh, okay. Well, Ian Stratton, because you put that other chat in there, you're getting blocked, and frankly, I don't appreciate it. I've said it. I feel like I've said it a couple of times. Hide user on this channel. Sorry, dude. You suck. That just sucks. Throwing spoilers out there. It's not. You're not even. I don't even think you're spoiling it. Honestly, I think you're just making it up. You just want attention because mommy didn't give it to you today. But it just kind of sucks. Just kind of sucks how some people will come in here and be like, this is the spoilers for a movie. Get wrecked, idiot. Ha. Like, do you have nothing else to do with your miserable life that you're just gonna come in here and pretend to spoil shit? Like, that's just so you're boring. You're uninteresting. I don't even know what to say about that. That just fucking sucks. Don't think I don't even think you're telling the truth either, because frankly, I don't even recognize any of those names, and I know for a fact what they're. I haven't said it out loud, but I already know from my sources what they're doing with the legacy characters, my friends. So I know you're wrong, in fact. But anyways, Luddy Network saying, absolutely, brother. And Jake, I might be delusional, but I would do anything for a sequel to Constantine. Dude, they are working on that, which is nuts. They've already announced that a Constantine sequel is moving forward at some point, which is sick, dude. Keanu Reeves is my favorite. I love Keanu Reeves to death. Keanu he can do no wrong. I want John Wick 5 like yesterday, baby. So if they do Constantine, I'm so here for it. I'm so here for another Constantine movie. Crazy underrated Keanu Reeves flick, which I love to death. I think it is so good. I don't know, I don't even know why that didn't get more movies. Like, was it just did it not do well at the box office or something? I don't know. But very good flick, guys, if you have not seen this one. I think it's based on off of a comic, if I'm not mistaken, by Garth Ennis. And it's a really cool movie, and it's got just a I don't know, everything about it I love. A really cool concept, crazy depiction of hell, and just there's a bit about cigarettes that really sticks out to me from that movie. There, you think something's gonna happen at the end, and it doesn't. And I don't know, there's something about that just has always stuck with me with the way that Constantine ends. But love it a ton, love it so much. Mandy Jean is saying, I called them the Chode Brigade. Is that what you just said? They'll drive obnoxiously loud pickup trucks and catcall women from them as thought they know what to do with, as if they knew what to do with one. That's very funny, Mandy Jean. That's hilarious. Victor Simpson is saying, what Stephen King novel that you want next to become a movie that you would really, what would you want to see from him? Become a movie. I'm trying to think, what like an adaptation of something. Oh, The Jaunt. Man, I just read through a little. I haven't finished it, but I've gone through Skeleton Crew a little bit. Ever since the monkey came out, I've been trying to finish it. I have no time for shit. So when I do have time, though, I read another short story from that collection because I read through the monkey and then I was kind of going through that book again. Really good collection of short stories. Great stuff there. And one that I kind of forgot about that I remembered recently is called The Jaunt. Excellent story, dude. Like, genuinely a fantastic story from that collection. I would love to see that get like a full-on adaptation one day. I think it doesn't lend itself to a feature film story. They would kind of have to do what they did with like The Boogeyman, where they create a story around a general concept. But it's a good enough concept to create a whole story around it, without a doubt. I'm very excited, very, very excited for that. That if that ever ends up happening, that would be a great Stephen King story to turn into a full length feature. We're getting a new. Speaking of Stephen King, we're getting a new. What is it? It's a show based off of The Institute, which is like one of the better late Stephen King novels. If you've never heard of that one, I'm actually kind of excited to see what that's all about. It's a MGM Plus series, which is going to be all like just kind of doing all that stuff, basically playing that story out. It's very Stranger Things. Like, it is very Stranger Things. It's like about kids with superpowers and shit. But it's cool. It was a good story. Life of Fonz is saying, Jake, do you have any details on how the new Julia Ducournau film Alpha? I don't know anything about that. I'm going to be real, which is a bummer. Some of the movies I'm the most excited for are the most secretive ones. So Alpha, Eddington, those two are like probably going to be like ones I'm really excited to see. Both coming from creatives that I just love to death. And I'm really excited for both of them. But man, I'm just as in the dark with both of those as you guys are. I know nothing about those. Alpha, I'm especially excited for because I feel like Julia Ducournau is one of the very best doing body horror in the space right now. Her and Coralie Farja. They both have weird last names. I think they might both be French, if I'm not mistaken, too. But man, wow. These two are making some of the best body horror in the space right now. It's very thoughtful, very hard to watch, very intense. If you guys have not seen Titan, I feel like that one is just like right up there with The Substance in terms of like just insanity. I liked it quite a bit, let me tell you. But some good stuff. Definitely some good stuff from them. Steph 2007 saying, I have a theory for Terrifier 4, Jake. I appear in the movie as a cameo. or Scream 7. I would like nothing would make me happier than to get killed by Art the Clown. Like, I can't even begin to tell you what an honor that would be. I just want to get slaughtered by Art the Clown. That would be so cool. Whatever Damien wants to make me do, I'll get my tongue ripped out, stapled to my forehead, whatever. Let's do it. Luddy Network is saying, so you already made a video, which got me thinking about Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, but I really think Talk to Me 2 should have been called I Let You In. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Talk to Me is goofy as fuck. I don't know if that's actually going to be the title, but it's funny, right? The little promo they put out for that. I'm so excited for another Talk to Me film, especially after like I did it. I think you're talking about the short that I made. Are they in the same universe? There was a there's a short that came. I put out a short recently about this secret website. It's like it's basically like a website about the film Bring Her Back and like the cult from it. That's only really briefly mentioned, but they talk about it in connection to Talk to Me, like the hand from it. There's a really interesting video on the website showing like basically the first like video recording of people using the hand and getting possessed, and it's bizarre. It's weird how they're trying to connect these two things, and it makes me think they're in the same universe. Are they going to go somewhere with that in this new story and in the new Talk to Me? I'm curious, definitely curious to find out. Definitely curious to see what ends up happening there. Oh, Jake, I don't know if you know, but Constantine is actually a DC comic property, so James Gunn would have to greenlight it. He didn't even make an appearance in Legends of Tomorrow. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know if I knew that or not, but James Gunn would probably greenlight that. He's done some horror before. I mean, I think he'd be into doing something like that. James Gunn, famously wrote the Dawn of the Dead remake. Fellas, that's a really good movie. Really like that one. So I think he would. I think he'd be into it. He got his start in Trauma. too. I mean, he started in Trauma. So, I mean, he's definitely not turning his back to no horror. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 had some horror elements to it, too. Some horror inspiration. There was definitely some, like, David Cronenberg-inspired set pieces that I thought were cool. How was Talk to Me from a rating out of 10? Is it worth watching? I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. I wouldn't, not like perfect horror movie by any means, but I thought it was well, it's close. I give it a 9 out of 10. I really liked it quite a bit. Probably one of my favorites from 2023. Not my favorite, not my absolute favorite, but it's up there. We're totally worth a watch. Super fun movie. Great concept. And you know, the other thing that, I really appreciated, just great characters, great characters, well done story arcs. And a very chilling ending that I really enjoyed. So I don't know. I really enjoyed Talk to Me. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I wouldn't go that far with it, but I'd definitely give it a 9 out of 10. Really solid horror flick. Probably one of the better ones from the 2020s so far. Queric V is hanging out with us too, saying, I heard Bring Her Back is confirmed in Talk to Me universe. Yeah, kind of. There's this creepy website that I did a short on it, which has the link to it. Like if you look through my shorts on this page, you'll be able to find it. There's a website that kind of confirms that they're in the same universe. It's a website about the cult from Bring Her Back, and they reference that there's a missing object. Like they want this like hand back. Which is, of course, the hand from Talk to Me, which is really cool how they do that. And there's actually a video of like this grunge band using it and getting possessed by something, you know, and then the dude like is biting his tongue off. It's fucked up, but it's sick as fuck. Definitely give it a look. Check out that creepy website. It's scary. It looks like you're on like the dark web or something. Spooky. Have you ever seen Uncle Sam? Yes, I have seen Uncle Sam. That is what a film. Crazy slasher movie. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun and dumb. Put it on for 4th of July. I feel like that's what I remember from it. Victor's gonna watch it tonight. It's on Netflix if you like can't find it anywhere. I know it's there. I bought the 4K. I liked it so much. I put it on my shelf. So Bring Her Back's, I think, another one I'm going to buy. I don't know. Like, my thing about Bring Her Back is I don't know if I'm going to watch that a ton more times. I really liked it, but it was just very upsetting. Like, Talk to Me is like, that's a more of a fun horror movie. I can watch that multiple times. Bring Her Back, it's a harder watch, I think, for sure. Oh, and Erica, look at that, Erica. Thank you so much. You even threw the link out to that short. Appreciate you guys a ton. Thank you for that. Well, fellas, I'm going to sign off because I'm really excited about this Alien Isolation video. I want to start working on it. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. We're just goofing around in Alien Isolation. I love this game so much. I did not realize how much I was going to love this game, and I'm really excited to get through a little more of it so that we can have a video for tomorrow. So definitely check that out when it drops. And again, subscribe to the gaming channel. I can't tell you how much that would mean to me. We're moving. We are very close to 1,000 subs over there. So please check that out. Please check it out. Would be very cool. Val's Views, you're welcome on the membership. Hell yeah. That was either Erica or I can't remember. Someone was gifting subs earlier, but thank you for that, Val. Appreciate you a ton. Thanks for stopping by. So again, check out GullGotha, subscribe to the gaming channel. Thank you guys for hanging out and talking a little horror with us tonight.